Everyone, Morgie Roy here today. Today's going to be the last gaming stream before the holidays. I'm going to be going to visit my family next week, so there won't be any streaming or videos next week. And I will probably be back in January, honestly. But that's okay. So we'll be back then. Fix my gain a little bit. It's a little bit picking up computer noise and stuff. Okay. So we're gonna try and finish this first Snow visual novel today. I'm gonna keep playing it until it's done. And yeah, I'm gonna switch over to the game now. Turn that off. Turn this on. No, turn this on. There we go. Da-da-da-da. Oh, it's doing the thing again. Why is it upside down? That's new. Not upside down on my game. 1 second. Let's do some... There we go. Winter. And did that fix it? Back? Is it flipping out still? Why is it upside down? It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Uh-oh. Somehow that closed the game. 1 second. 1 second. How did that close the game? We'll just reopen that. Thank you very much. It's good. It's starting well. Starting well. Is it upside down? It's not upside down yet. We'll see if it's upside down later. Now, is it going to be flickering all over the place? No. Okay. Okay, it's not flickering anymore. Let's go over here so I can see everybody. Okay. Let's go. Let's go for it. We're going to continue this and try to we're going to finish it because I'm not going to be doing another gaming stream. I could save this one. Like, it's a kind of winter themed. It's not really Christmas themed, but whatever. I want to try and finish this one for Christmas because I want to play Tales of Mystria next time I play. Because Fields. I want to call it Tales so bad. Tales of Mystria. Because Tales of games are common. Fields of Mystria. I want to play that one again. I miss it. I've got to continue romancing my lady who I can't seem to find out what she likes. Okay, loading game. Page turner. Oh. The cafeteria is a little less full than the library, the stocks of food behind the counter already running low on all the usual student favorites. With the line for food moving quickly, I managed to grab the last set of sandwiches and move on. I'm just going to check stream. Make sure everything's working. By the way, I'm fully Christmased out. I've got all three of my Christmas gear on. I've got my hat. I've got my Christmas blanket. I've got my Christmas hot chocolate. So I'm all geared up for Christmas now. I'll be wearing this hat in the video tomorrow. I'm gonna record it today and then, the video I skipped last week because I was like, I'm not gonna get this done because stuff happened. So tomorrow will be the video day. It should be a fun video. It's gonna be holiday themed, but I'm all geared out in my holiday gear I don't think I could get much more holiday themed if I tried right now. So you're getting sandwiches. Oh, there's Caprice. I'm like, what's the name of this lady? What's her name? Okay. Scanning about, I noticed Caprice sipping her juice, an empty tray before her. She sure eats fast. I do too. It's a problem, but I love food and I love eating. And I eat really fast. And then I feel like uncomfortable for a while after because I ate too fast. And I've been doing it my whole life and I can't seem to stop. So, yeah. Glad for the company either way, I walk over and take a seat at her table. At least she isn't avoiding her anymore. Hi! Hey, Allie! Long time no see. We saw each other yesterday. How's everything going? How are your classes? Not too bad. It's all familiar enough right now. Not that everyone's doing as well as I am. As I unpack my sandwich and begin to nibble, my thoughts turn to the woman in the library. I feel a little sorry for her. Eileen's struggle reminding me that I have it easier than some at times. Then there's the matter of her and the club. Setting my food back down, I decide to tackle this more directly than usual. If Eileen can be so direct with others, then so can I. I was thinking, you meant for me to meet Eileen last week, didn't you? She's fun, isn't she? Something like that. That painting of the girl in the water was really pretty.
Yeah.
She's really good, huh? No wonder the other club tried to grab her. About that. Well, more about Eileen. I'm not sure it's a good idea to be forcing people into this club. I know you're excited to get things started, but just because her art's good doesn't mean she wants to be in a club. You sound like you're not really into it yourself. She's sharper than I give her credit for. Caught off guard, I have to stop and think as she sips the last of her juice. The sucking sound as she makes sure to get every last drop doesn't help. I can't say I'm enthusiastic about this. Eileen's studying is exactly what I need to be doing, lest I waste my scholarship. On the other hand, Caprice is my only friend right now, and I do enjoy spending time with her. Do you? You don't seem to sometimes. As she puts down her drink with a satisfied breath, I know my answer. I can make time for it. She gives a comically big sigh, missing my hesitation entirely. If this ends up only being between the couple of us, maybe it won't be too bad. Long as it's not a whole bunch of people getting involved. I want to do this for her sake, you know? Eileen looks kind of lonely all by herself in that room. Huh, I hadn't considered that Caprice was coming at it from that angle. It makes me think a little better of her. What she says makes me reconsider Eileen's actions in another light as well. I wonder how much of her reluctance around this isn't due to Caprice herself, but rather her feeling used by the other club for her art. Seeing that kind of talent makes you kind of envious though, right? Well, I just drew a bit in high school for fun. I don't think I could ever manage something beautiful like that. We keep chatting, but Caprice's earlier words stick firmly in my mind. We may meet every school day and talk quite a lot. At least she does. But I realize just how little I really know her in spite of that. Maybe spending more time together wouldn't be so bad after all. With time on my hands thanks to the last class of the week finally being over, some quiet sketching would be a nice way to unwind. With that in mind, I make my way up to the art room. Studying would be a proper thing to do, but I'm just too burned out. Not that this stubborn cold helps either. She has a cold? Oh, winter cold. While most classes are winding down, their professors aware that the looming holidays are a big distraction. Others have tried ramping up the workload to try and cover everything in their semester plans. I might be keeping up, but plenty aren't. With my bag tucked under my arm, I give a sigh as I stagger along the snowing path to the arts building. It would be nice to feel like I'm doing more than treading water, in class and socially. Sorry, I'm blinking a lot because my eyes are, like, bugging me. They decided that they're going to water just this one point. Stepping into the arts building with the strung-up decorations reminds me to look on the bright side. It's already the middle of November, not long until Christmas, and being back with my family. Hello, Cranberry! Thank you for joining! I'll be thankful to be back with them, even if the rest of the holiday period is a wash. I'm having a drink. Coffee! Coffee! I got this hazelnut-flavored coffee, and I'm kind of I kind of don't like it, and I'm sad. It tastes more like coconut. And I don't really like coconut-flavored coffee. I'm a little sad. Because there was a chocolate caramel flavor I was looking at, and I'm like, ooh, that sounds good. And then I saw this hazelnut, and it smelled so good. I was like, ooh, yay. But it tastes like coconut. And I'm a little disappointed. I managed to angle around a chatting group of friends blocking the hallway and start up the stairs without bothering them. Another small success. I briefly wonder if Eileen's in the art room as I proceed along the second floor hallway. Her paintings are always nice to see, but whether she thinks of me as just another pain like she views Caprice weighs on my mind. Oh, there she is! Opening the door to the quiet room, I can't say I'm surprised at the sight before me. Of course she was going to be here. Eileen's eye glanced over me as I gingerly shut the door behind me, ending up being the only acknowledgement of my presence at all before she goes right back to her work. I know. I wonder if cranberry coffee would be good. Curiosity about what she's painting gets the better of me.
Hey.
Is it okay if I watch?
Sure.
Go ahead. She doesn't bother to look at me as she says it, but she doesn't sound reluctant either, so I scoot over and sit myself on the table as quietly as I can. Eileen's brush continues to flick to and fro as she works on the background. So Caprice is a no-show? She says she has to do something with her roommates. Her shoulders slump as she sighs, relieved. Do you really hate her that much? Believe me, if I hated her, you'd know. I'm just glad we have some quiet. It's hard not to take that as a thinly veiled implication that I should be quiet as well. Well, this might not be wrong that Eileen means well, but that doesn't make her any easier to talk to. Oh, my eyes. Something on your mind? Oh, wait. Something on your mind? You're really good at this. It'd feel weird to say that I've been talking about Eileen behind her back. What I said is true, though. I'm impressed she can carry on a conversation while working, and I like how her painting's turning out.
Thanks.
Thanks. Been doing it for a while. As a hobby? If everything works out, hopefully as a career. Artist or teacher, aiming for the latter. That does explain her persistence at working away to get better. Wanting to be a teacher, though, she gives the feeling of a drill sergeant more than an art tutor. Tube's out. Eileen gets up and places her supply on the sill beside her, opening the cupboard and fiddling around a bit. Before long, she emerges with a new tube of crimson paint. She's painting. Okay, crimson, sure. Rather than get back to the painting after closing the door, though, she turns to me. So what about you?
Huh?
Sorry? What are you doing once you escape this place? Aw, thanks. I don't really know. Still trying to figure that out. I feel like I failed the test as I trail off, but Eileen doesn't seem worried. You're still young, and there's a good few courses to look into. Just try your hand at whatever comes up until something grabs you. There are plenty of worse ways to spend your time in college. You're smart too, so you have that going for you. I awkwardly smile at the praise. I've never been good at knowing how to handle compliments. She may say that, but the fact Eileen's so set on a career yet only seems to be around my age rubs in my lack of direction. I'm still patting myself in the back for managing groceries. My parents always told me I could do whatever I set my mind to, but it was so easy to tread water for me that I never bothered trying to swim. Sounds like you have a nice family. I move to respond. The memory of them gives me the familiar pang of homesickness all over again. I might have found time to call Mom yesterday, but it just isn't the same. You okay? Yeah, I just miss them. Well, everyone's here is going through the same thing. You as well? I miss my sister, yeah. She's probably fine, but that doesn't make it easier. Mom and Dad too? To be honest, things have been easier between me and my folks since I moved out. Aw. It's hard to imagine being on such bad terms with my family that moving away was better. The best thing about Christmas will be the chance to see them again, but Eileen doesn't seem particularly fussed about it at all. Leave me to ponder. Eileen goes back to her painting. I get the feeling she wouldn't be this gracious to Caprice, so she seems to be thinking a little better of me at least. She's lent me an ear.
Not boring you, am I?
Oh, we're talking now.
No, not at all.
Oh, you have voice acting.
I like watching you paint.
I should probably turn up the volume a little. Canberry, can you hear the talking volume okay? Just let me know if it's too quiet. She pauses a moment before continuing. It's only for a second, but I sense hesitation there. Did I see something wrong? The moment passes as soon as it arrived. Eileen's brush returned to the canvas. The other students appear to have left by now, the orange-stained room silent save for her work. The building's just a little cold, but that's fine. As the minutes roll by, I end up watching her for a while as I swing my legs. I almost forgot I came here to actually draw. Well, that doesn't matter. Watching her painting slowly progress is more than enough. Every so often, she mixes up a dab of this paint and that on the wooden palette beside her. The side of a hip is traced out, the light bouncing off a waist shaded or a flowing strand of hair detailed with a fine tip. I can't help but admire her ability to set a goal and stay true to it, knowing exactly what she's working towards at this stage in her life. If only I had an ounce of the ambition Eileen has.
I might go to a cafe nearby to grab a coffee. I'll be back in a bit.
Tired?
Yeah. Sorry to distract you from your work.
Glad for the company. Have fun.
Ooh, she's very stiff. With that, I hop off the table and start towards the door.
Wait.
Her voice stops me in my tracks just as I'm about to go. It'd be great if she decided to come as well.
Could you grab me a coffee too? Espresso, straight. I'll give you some cash when you come back.
So much for that. I do like her sweater with the heart symbols on. It's cute. I don't like brown, but I like the style. The cafeteria hums away as students The cafeteria hums away as students talk amongst themselves, the room having mostly filled up by now. The thought briefly passes my mind that winter must be great for business, given this is the closest place for cheap food during bad weather. Some smears on the edge of the plate are all that remains of the mostly cooked pasta served today. What's left of my accompanying soda bubbling away while I pass some time browsing on the site and that. As I read, a shadow suddenly looms over the other side of the table. Looking up from my phone reveals a familiar figure. Eileen peers down as she stands at the opposite side of the table, a large plate of food steaming away in her hand. The fresh pasta sauce is strong enough to smell from here. So I guess this is the next day? Did I miss that? I missed a transition. Okay to sit here?
Hi.
Sure. I quickly set my phone down as she takes a seat and arranges her tray on the table. Happy that she's chosen to sit with me. I glance around to see if anyone's with her. A glance around to see if anyone's with her makes me realize she probably chose to sit here. The cafeteria is practically full and this is simply the nearest table with space available. About to take her first gulp of food, Eileen fork halts midair before saying something. Cold any better? Yeah, clearing up now. Oh, she did have a cold. Okay. More time must be passing between these than I thought. Good to hear. With that, she starts on her pasta and salad. As I take my phone to browse some more and Eileen calmly eats the average at best cafeteria food, it feels as though there's no need to chat. It feels as though there's no need to chat just to fill the air. That silence between us is becoming more comfortable. That is, before I get a message. Flicking away the browser app, I take a quick look. I assume this is her roommate? Can't make dinner, work sucks. You were getting groceries yesterday, right? Anything in the fridge? Seconds tick by as I wait for a response, a sense of concern starting to take over. Rose? Rose? Sorry. Rose? Work needs me, see you later. All I can do is sigh and slump down in my seat as I lay my phone on the table. Eileen looks at me in puzzlement, her fork hovering near her mouth.
Huh?
Bad news. Roommate forgot to do groceries. We're out of food. Can't you just grab a burger on the way home? That would be the plan if I wasn't nearly through my allowance. I just look away and groan, not up to outright saying that I'm broke. It's that bad, huh? At first glance, she shrugs off as she goes back to eating, but she seems to actually be in thought after watching her for a bit. Eventually, after finishing her food, she speaks up. I guess I was cooking some extra anyway. You can come over for dinner if you want. It's within walking distance. The suggestion's enough to make me bolt upright in an instant. Wait, what, to your place? Yeah, should be fine, right? You okay with stir fry?
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate this. Sure, whatever, just don't make it weird. Considering the discussion is over, Eileen goes back to finishing off her food without much concern for what she just said. Maybe she does have a good side. Ba 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 da ba da ba. That's the music in my brain. Stopping before the large black door, I repeat the address Eileen gave me to reassure myself I've come to the right place. Eileen's definition of walkable is apparently rather different than mine. I'm still catching my breath from the hike. I thought I was going to be fine, but my nerves are getting the better of me now that I'm here. I'm going to a near stranger's home, after all, and it'll just be the two of us. In school, we just happen to be around each other, but this is entirely different. Glancing down the hall to make sure nobody's watching me awkwardly loiter around, I take a moment to appreciate how nice her apartment building is. This is a nice area and everything inside is immaculate. Even the hallway carries a slight scent of cleaning products. Is she rich? Is she secretly rich? Out of excuses to stall any longer, I take a breath and gingerly press the doorbell. It's a muffled chime ringing out from behind the door. I run my hands through my hair one more time to make sure I look presentable as footsteps come to the door. The plain wooden door swings open, answered by... not Eileen.
Hey.
Oh, evening. Before I can ask if I got the right apartment, he turns around. Allison's here. Wallace jerks his head around for me to follow. I obediently do so, still too confused to get a word out. Eileen didn't mention he would be here. I don't know how to feel about it. Maybe I should be relieved it's not just the two of us. She wanted to be alone with the pretty lady. Oh, she is secretly rich. Jesus Christ, this is a nice apartment. Barely noticing the thud of the door closing behind me, I take a quick glance around her apartment as I place my coat on the counter. The first striking thing is how clean it is, with everything neatly put in its place. Then again, aside from a few paintings on the walls that are possibly her own, there's not much clutter around to clean up. The television, quite a decent size for a student's, sits on a cable news channel. Riveting as the economic situation report is, it's barely audible over the clacking rice cooker coming from the kitchen. As Wallace and I stride in, Eileen comes to her feet after having been on the couch. She leisurely covers a deep yawn with her hand as she does.
Hi.
Hi. So you managed to find the place. Welcome to my home, I guess. I'll introduce you to this guy as well, but it seems you two already know each other. Wallace and I exchange a brief glance. Just had a coffee together once. Well, I did find his size intimidating at first. He's not that... he's tall, I guess. He seems a bit of a gentle giant figure now that I'm around him more. Looks like this isn't going to be a dinner for just me and Eileen, though. Taking one last glance about, the inside of her place is as nice as the outside. From the meticulous cleaning to the trendy furniture, her home looks more suited to a design magazine than a student's living area. Your apartment's really nice. Thanks. I like to try and keep things organized.
Yeah.
Especially when visitors are over. Eileen glares daggers at Wallace, but he doesn't pay any heed. The two seem to have a good handle on each other. Moving on. Wallace, just watch TV or something while I get dinner sorted. Can do. Thanks again for letting me have dinner with you. Don't get too comfortable. I'm gonna make you work for your food. Eileen motions for me to come over with her, but the gesture was unnecessary giving her commanding tone. Wallace gives a dreary glance as he follows his orders, and I quickly do the same. I end up standing before a well-used wooden cutting board. Wow. A well-used wooden cutting board. Taking the large knife Eileen offers before sizing up a variety of vegetables awaiting its blade. I don't think she notices my hesitation as she opens the rice cooker and gives the contents a stir. The two of us waste little time getting to work, the sound of food being prepared filling the room. Unfortunately, it isn't long before I've earned Eileen's ire. Stop. My heart practically leaps out of my chest as I immediately freeze, hands retreating from the cutting board. Did I hand you a hatchet? No. Then why are you using it like one? It looks like you're trying to lop off some fingers. In response to my puzzled look, she takes the knife off me and starts demonstrating the correct technique herself. I thought you'd be more help than him in fixing this up. Look, curl your hand next to where you want to cut like this. Now use the knife like a lever instead of wildly hacking. We're making nice slow slices, not some slasher bee-moving scene.
Okay.
Alright, I think I have it. Eileen hands the knife back, and after a breath to steady myself, I have another try. She soon starts frowning as I slice away, but at least she's not yelling at me again. I'm guessing you don't cook for yourself? Her eyes rest on the collection of lopsided shapes sitting before me. I'm lucky if I don't mess up instant noodles.
Huh?
I thought those were impossible to get wrong. I'm genuinely impressed. You do all your own cooking? Not like I have anyone else to cook for me. Healthier than living off pizza and burgers, too. But I love pizza and burgers. What about Wallace? Aren't you two roommates? No, he just loafs around here sometimes. I've tried to get him to help, but he's no better than you are. I'm always feeding him and letting him crash on my couch. He even bugs me for free pictures for his writing. She sets down her knife in genuine, if depressing, thought. Maybe we should just become roommates. I think I'm starting to get a handle on their relationship now. As strange a pair of they might seem, the stern and uncompromising Eileen and the gentle giant Wallace seem like they're a compatible couple. I'm surprised you're not. I thought you might be together. Nope, just friends. So much for that. She waves away the idea so easily that it must have come up before. In fact, back at the cafe, Wallace seemed to quickly clarify that too. Wallace's voice pipes up from behind us.
You know, it's not often Eileen invites someone else over for dinner.
It must be a visual novel thing where they randomly just read lines out, like, without any warning. Because I don't play a lot of visual novels, but they did this in the Ballads at Midnight game too. And I'm just not used to it because I'm like ready to read and then they're like, nope, we're talking. I'm like, oh, okay.
I don't invite anyone over for dinner. You just show up most of the time. Including now, actually. I've had to put up with him like this since high school. I guess no one else would.
Objection! I'm the one who puts up with you.
He's a nerd. He's a nerd. He's a nerd. Phoenix Wright nerd. Ace Attorney nerd alert.
I'm the one currently holding a knife.
Objection withdrawn.
I kind of like Wallace. He's fun. With that, he goes back to quietly watching television. I'm starting to get how Eileen deals with others in general now. She simply has no filter when it comes to stating what she believes to be true. That can be a problem just as much as shyness, though. Thinking back to when we met, the only reason I didn't write the episode with her off is Caprice and Wallace nudging me afterwards. But here she is, looking after her friend and providing me with a meal. It took a while, but I'm glad I met her in the end. Perhaps that's why it's a little worrisome that she lives alone like this. You normally do all this without anyone to help? You don't need to say that like it's a bad thing. There's all sorts in the world. Some are better with people than others. Living alone suits me, and I can afford it. You know Caprice, though, don't you? So you're not completely alone besides Wallace. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Tell me, how did you and Caprice meet? We were sitting at the same table for a biology lecture, and she started passing me notes during class out of the blue. Once we started talking afterwards, she didn't really stop. That's the way it goes with her. Once you get caught in her orbit, she doesn't let you go. Caprice isn't that bad. She's a sweet person, just high energy. She gives a non-committal grunt before getting on with her cooking. I do wish she'd give her a chance. Caprice does only mean the best for her. Moving away from that, could you grab the plates and glasses? These shouldn't take too long to fry. Root beer, please.
No.
Water is healthier. Allison, please save me from this woman. All I can do is give a weak smile. Much as I'd like to give him what he asked for, following Eileen's orders would probably be for the best. Oh, he doesn't even have root beer. With all of us well and truly full, we sit around the table and savor the meal we've had. It was the best food I've had in a while, since it was neither takeout nor cooked by Rose. Geez, Rose catching strays. Having sent a text message to her for a pickup, that's all that's left is to run down the clock as the evening wears on. Looking around the apartment, I point to one of the paintings on the wall. Did you paint all these? Yeah, really need to find something else to put up there, though.
Huh?
Well, why? They're really good. I appreciate the thought, but all of them have done little mistakes. I just need something to make the walls less bare when I moved in, and never got around to replacing them. You like painting people in particular, don't you? Just into portraits and figures. Modern art's all well and good, but I start with figure drawing and end up attached to it. Bodies are pretty fascinating when you think about them. Really think about them, that is. I spent days just sitting there sketching, trying to work out how the muscles fit together, how lighting interacts with skin and all that. The way she rattles off her thoughts with such feeling gives away how much she cares about the subject. I can't say I take it quite as seriously as she does, but I can see where she's coming from. Interested in this stuff, Ellison? Me? I just drew a little in high school, passing the time, that kind of thing. Nothing wrong with that. I sketch on my tablet and Eileen gives pointers sometimes. Maybe I should throw you to the wolves and tell Caprice you like doing art as well. You wouldn't. I'm thinking about it. I can't help but giggle a little at the two of them. Yet even as they do, there's a small pang of envy there. I can empathize with Eileen keeping her group of friends small, but I do wish I were closer to her. In more ways than one, she's who I wish I could be. Beep, 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 beep. A familiar sound of a motorbike's horn can be faintly heard from outside, bringing an end to both of my thoughts in this little outing. Is that for you? Giving a nod, I get up from my chair and collect my coat from Eileen's helpful hand, quickly throwing it over myself.
Thank you.
Thanks for tonight. It was nice. Not wanting to keep Rose waiting, I wave Wallace goodbye, as I take my leave, with Eileen coming along to see me out the door. Got everything with you? I quickly pat around my pockets to make sure. Phone, purse, keys, they all seem to be there. All good.
I'll see you then. If you want to come around again, feel free.
They're talking.
If I'm not too much trouble, that'd be nice.
I do a poor job of hiding my happiness at the offer. My reply just a little too quick to sound natural.
Believe me, you're no trouble. It honestly does me good to see you a bit more upbeat.
Ooh, she cares. I tilt my head a little at the odd idea.
You just seemed kind of skittish before, but now you're all sunshine and rainbows. It suits you.
Ooh, likes her too. The liking is mutual.
Sorry. I'm a bit shy.
Not to mention a bit homesick. Being able to talk with friends outside of school was a nice change. Not to mention having a homemade meal. Even if I didn't help that much, it did take out my mind off things. Eventually, as my mind slowly manages to get back into gear, I muster the words to say what I want to tell her as I get past being so flustered.
If you don't mind me being around for dinner, maybe being together in a club wouldn't be so bad.
She hesitates for a few good moments, making me doubt myself as I offer the suggestions as carefully as possible. She knows I like her as a person, so hopefully she can look past her previous experiences. Just as I begin to think I've overstepped the mark, she gives me an almost comically long sigh. What's a comically long sigh? Is that comically long? Take a breath. That's more or less of a sigh and more of a groan at that point. Oh god, I killed myself. The horn sounds again in the distance as silence reigns. My feet stay plastered as she comes to an answer.
Fine. Tell Caprice she can have her dumb club.
Yay!
Thank you.
Just don't make me regret it.
With an enthusiastic nod and a wave, I start off down the hallway once more, Eileen disappearing into her apartment as I look back. Even as I walk down the hallway, my steps somehow feel lighter than they did as I entered. Being around others usually makes me exhausted, but right now I feel more comfortable than ever. Oh, we're at a pizza place.
Wallace!
Okay, see you, Cranberry. Thanks for joining. Enjoy your work meeting. Wallace, it's nice to see you again. How's it going?
No.
I'm not joining this club thing, if that's what you're thinking.
Come on!
But word on the street was that pizza was involved. Besides, I don't think we can deal with the both of you without some backup. I'm not that much trouble, am I? Remind me who persuaded me into agreeing to this again. She's got a point. You're the last person who should be agreeing with her. Smiling and sitting back in the old wooden chair, I take a look about the noisy room. Everyone inside must be thankful for the heat being turned up, the weather outside having been freezing before we entered. There's a certain charm to the restaurant given its exposed aging brick walls and wooden furniture, however hard it may be. It takes a bit of speaking up for us to hear each other over the busily chatting couples and groups around us. But like Dan said, the more people at a restaurant, the better the food will be. Really? I notice Eileen eyeing Wallace's beer in an unsubtle manner, the large glass perspiring away like in a commercial. I take it as apparent age is just his beard making him look older, but I guess he really does have a few years on us. Man, I miss beer. It goes so well with Biss. Here I was thinking you were far too uptight to do something like underage drinking. Remember the trip to Europe me and my family took last year? You think I just drank soda over there? Well...
Seriously?
I was in Munich, Wallace. I mean, really. Caprice and I can only smile at her little lecture. Don't be sad, Eileen. It's only a couple more years. Then you can drink all you want. The look of pure and unrelenting disdain Eileen gives her at being reminded of the wait goes gleefully ignored, which is probably for the best. Our chatter... Ooh, those are good-looking pizzas. Good-looking pizza. Pizza pie. Stretching. Wait, there's 4 of you. Did you each get a full pizza? Oh, sorry. Eyes. Our chatter is interrupted by the arrival of a waiter, a weedy young man clad in a plain red and black uniform. It's impressive how well he maneuvers all of our pizzas and slides onto the table, all our mouths watering as they steam away. With a curt, "Please enjoy," he leaves us to our feast. Damn, they're fast here.
Exactly.
Best pizza place in the city. How many of you actually tried? Doesn't matter since I've already tried this place, she says, busily shoving a slice of pizza into her mouth. Eileen starts on hers, but mine catches the eye of Wallace.
Huh?
Vegetarian? You're not a leaf eater, are you? He says this with genuine concern in his voice. I just like the taste. The answer satisfies him as he goes to work on his own. The fact it's a meat lover's pizza is less than surprising. Think you can take the wallet hit for tonight?
Yeah.
No problem. Yeah, no problem. It's a little sad how obviously she's trying to convince herself of the fact. The only reason I'm not having a quick check myself is because I budgeted the trip days in advance. And even Wallace looks like he's doubting himself a little. Such is the life of a struggling college student. Sure is. I really need to get a job. You don't have one either? I'm planning to get one. And when will you?
Huh?
Soon. Eileen just grimaces. She got me. How's working at the store, Wallace? Not exactly riveting, but it's a living. As I turn to Eileen, she just shrugs as she pulls out another slice. No job and no excuses like studying. Guess I'm a slacker like Caprice. Given her apartment, it's a surprise that she could afford to live in that area and pay her tuition at the same time. I have to admit, I'm envious of how she seems to have her life together. I've never met someone so independent yet doing such a good job at it. They're a rare breed. I was independent, it sucked. I had no money. Wallace, momentarily bringing his phone up to check the time, spurs Caprice into action. Her twisting about in her seat and fussing around with her coat draped over the back takes everyone's attention.
Caprice.
Caprice? She finally rights herself after a few minutes, her own phone proudly in hand. Let's exchange phone numbers. As a club, we have to stay in contact. I quickly turn to grab my phone while Caprice tries to talk a very reluctant Wallace into going along with her plan. His dreary look makes me feel a little sorry for him, especially as he cracks and gives up. At least she and I are already sorted. It wasn't long after we met that Caprice asked to exchange contact details with me. I take my phone in hand and look to Eileen instead, who looks up from eating with little interest. Don't want to? She just shrugs. I feel myself deflate a little from the excitement of earlier, having overestimated how close we managed to become. I don't really use it much. Reading the room as she glances about, she reluctantly pulls out an ancient-looking flip phone. I can't help but stare in stunned silence at such a relic. It's not that weird, is it? I just never had a use for a fancy one. It's definitely weird. I was gonna try and get everyone on this group messaging app, too. What's wrong with calling? You know that thing phones were made for? Thoughts I had of possibly messaging Eileen start to vanish. I can't imagine her actually wanting to text anyone with that thing, and even the idea of calling somebody fills me with anxiety. As for Eileen, I think I might have inadvertently disappointed her by not tempering Caprice's reaction. With a quiet falling over the table, we ended up concentrating on our cooling pizza rather than our phones. So, I was right? Best pizza place. At least Caprice's endless enthusiasm and bright nature come in useful sometimes, the mood instantly lifting. You were right. Wallace gives a thumbs up as he tries to grab some cheese coming off the slice he's working on. They don't skimp on the toppings, do they? Alright, listen up everybody. My first executive decision as club president. Coming here is now a regular event.
No.
Don't try your luck. You've got my art room and a warm body for the numbers you needed. That's all.
Eileen.
So cold. I'll come here with you, don't worry. See? Allison's a true friend. She slips her arm around mine and pulls us together tightly. Not knowing how I should react, I end up nervously smiling while feeling myself flushing from the contact. I guess I'm just happy to hear her call me a friend. At least you got Caprice with you as company during the day, for better or worse. Come on, Eileen, you're not jealous, are you? You and I can hang out at the club all the time now. Are you trying to make me reconsider it? Caprice satisfies herself with pouting as she takes a big bite from her pizza. Eileen might have agreed to the club, but I do wonder if the two will ever really get along. It's probably for the best that I'll be around to mediate. I'm glad things turned out this way in the end. Something about Eileen feels different from my high school friends, or Caprice. Every time we come a little closer feels like a small victory. As Caprice grins at me, I realize that I'm smiling widely. I guess things really did turn out well.
Hey, Eileen?
Hey, Eileen. Oh,
Yes.
okay.
How do you say
Okay, they're gonna
cheers
talk.
in Germany?
Usually Prost. Why?
She looks suspicious until Caprice raises her glass of lemonade. The other side of the table groans loudly, but I've already begun to fill my glass in participation. And wow, fill my glass. Lift my glass in preparation. Fill my glass in participation was a sentence. Now left awkwardly dangling in midair.
I'm not doing this.
Come on, this is a celebration, right?
Wallace, help me out here.
Wallace pauses, a piece of pizza hovering before his mouth. His dreary stare down makes it clear he's here for pizza alone, not having a bar of this. A bar of this? I've heard that phrase before. A disappointed Eileen lets it drop, the neutral party going back to his meal.
You're still here celebrating, though. See? Allison's all in for it.
Well, that's one way to drag me into this. All I can do is awkwardly smile an apology as the others grimace. While they might hesitate to follow our diminutive new leader, Wallace and Eileen begrudgingly lift their glasses in solidarity with me. Even if their enthusiasm might not be matched, there is some sense of camaraderie between us all. As I raise my glass, I realize that a familiar feeling is no longer weighing me down. For the first time in a long while, I don't feel the unease of loneliness. In the end, maybe that's enough for me to toast this new club and the friends in it. Cute.
To our new art club. Prost!
Prost.
Aw, cute. Oh god, I'm just starting Act 2? No, I'm not gonna finish this today. Oh no, okay. I'm drinking some coffee. Alright, everyone out. Caprice and I step out into the busy sidewalk per Eileen's orders, the chatty girl leaning through the passenger's door as Eileen tries to get the car going again. Giving a long stretch to help my stiff back, I do my best to keep out of the way. Afternoons of Eileen's owning a car leaked out, Caprice's mind immediately set about organizing the art club's first outing. Inspiration for our art. Inspiration for our art, she called it. But it's obviously just an excuse to hang out. With things having gone this awry, I feel a little bad for going along with the idea despite Eileen's reluctance. Their investigations apparently coming to nothing, Caprice rights herself as the car falls silent. Eileen closes the door behind her with some force before plodding around to us, frustration written all over her face. Looks like the engine won't idle at all. Serves me right for buying secondhand. Know why it's not working?
No.
No idea. She looks a little sheepish for not having the answer on hand, but I can't say I blame her. Oh, I've just knocked the mic. Whoops. As the two of us mull over our options, we become distracted by Caprice and her wide grin. She has a plan cooked up already, for better or worse.
Caprice.
What are you smiling about now? I've got this. Just stay right here. I gotta make a call.
Catch you later.
Eileen and I grimace at each other in unison, but Caprice bounces off down the street before either of us can object. Getting the phone from her pocket as she walks, she flits between the people around her while unbothered by the ice on the sidewalk. The background hum of people chatting and cars passing takes over once again as we find ourselves at loose ends. Not like we could go anywhere else anyway. You're not going to try and stop her? Think she'd listen to me if I tried? That's a fair point. Both of them are rather stubborn, so I suppose it's inevitable they'd clash sometimes. On the bright side, of all the places to break down, here isn't so bad. The weather's not too chilly, and it's nice to observe people sometimes, especially when they're bundled up in cute winter outfits. Some city workers in the distance are already beginning to set up the downtown Christmas tree, providing some entertainment for the people walking by as they struggle with the unwieldy thing. Things will change as last-minute Christmas shoppers and sale hunters start rushing around, but right now, it's a pleasant atmosphere. Turning back to Eileen, she doesn't seem as content to patiently pass the time, people watching as I am. I'm going to go grab a coffee. Want one? I gotta look up how long this game is. First snow length. So I really do want to finish it today. First snow game. Oh my god, it's 4.5 to 5 hours. Why did I not look at this ahead of time? No! No! Oh my god. Dang it. Okay. I'm fine. Probably having a bit too much of it lately. There's no such thing as too much. As I shake my head at her offer, Eileen simply shrugs and begins strolling down the road in the opposite direction to Caprice. Rather than dance around the crowd, people make way for Eileen as she moves, her gaze fixed and noticeably taller than most. Hi, Cranberry! I found out that this game is like 4 to 5 hours long. I thought it would be short for some reason. So, I might be playing this on Wednesday. But we're gonna get a good chunk of it done today. Oh boy. Ugh. With little to do now but watch the car, I huff into my gloved hands a couple of times to try and warm them. At least the aquarium should be warmer if we ever manage to finish the trip there. Just as I'm about to settle in and watch the passing crowds, the phone in my pocket begins to vibrate and ring. Not sure who it could be, I quickly grab for it. Dad. Without a second thought, I swipe my finger on the screen to pick up the call. Dad, hi. Hey, sweetie. It's good to hear a voice again. How are things? The sound of the crowd fades away as I listen to him, a comfortable warmth coming over me as I feel insulated from their gazes and focused on the conversation. I can't do a 4-hour stream. I have other things I have to do today. Things are good, I guess. Haven't caught you at a bad time, have I? Could I call back later? I could call back later. No, I'm just out with friends. He gives his usual weird laugh, sounding more like air moving through closed teeth than a normal full-bellied chuckle. It never fails to make me smile all the same, though. What's that about? Just a relief to hear that. We've all been worried about you finding new friends after such a big change. What with changing schools and moving out. Thinking to the people I've met in school, I guess I really have. Caprice pulled me into her orbit. Wallace seems nice and caring for all his intimidating size. And then there's Eileen. They might be a bit odd, but they're caring in their own ways. It's funny how art seems to have drawn us together, each in a different way. Before I respond, I vaguely hear my mother's voice in the background. Your mother said to ask if things are going okay at home. Everything's good. Rose has been a big help with everything. That's vastly understating things. If it weren't for her, I don't know how I would have coped. Not just for the constant housework and errands, but also for being away from everyone and everything I knew before. I might still have my ups and downs, but the last thing I want to do is stress them out over me. That's good to hear. Hopefully it'll take a bit of stress off a certain someone. Tell Rose hello for us, if you remember.
Sure thing.
Can do. How's everyone there? Your brothers are a pain in the butt like always, for one. Right on cue, one of them loudly complains in the background. As you can tell. How's Lucy? Same as always, she's sleeping in the other room. You hear mother's voice again in the background. Right, she knocked a mug off the counter the other day. Your mom gave her a good scolding. I think she's acting out without you around. I can't help but laugh imagining it, my mom exasperated with my cat. Anyway, we're getting by. Ain't the same without you, though. In a whispered voice, he continues. It's hard to get a moment's peace around here. Make sure to give your mother a call sometime, okay? I'll call her, don't worry. Atta girl. Anything worrying you? On your mind? No, things are good. I realize my mistake the moment I answer, having spoken just a little too quickly to make it seem natural. My mind starts to replay embarrassing situations I've been in, the constant concerns and worries of living alone, the loneliness. Dad's calming voice cuts through, interrupting my spiraling thoughts. I better let you get back to your friends. I hope I'm not keeping you away. It's fine. I'm just happy to hear you again. We miss you too. Christmas around here will be a lot warmer once you're back for the holidays. We're going to miss you at Nana's this year. I really can't wait to see all of you again. I'll be looking forward to it. I love you, Allison.
Take care.
I love you too. Bye. A few seconds pass before the familiar beeping has ended the ended call tone rings in my ear. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Putting away the phone, I feel like I should be happy to have spoken to my family again. That couldn't be any further from what I feel, though. The horrible lump in my throat only grows worse as I stare down glumly at the dirty snow on the sidewalk. My heart hurts. The taste of my mother's food, my old bedroom, all the friends I left behind when I went to college, my cat, they all come flooding back. It's just homesickness. I've dealt with this before, and more than once. The fact that it'll pass doesn't help right now, though. Noticing Eileen through the crowd, coffee cup in hand as she sips away, I take a long breath and try to steady myself. I don't want to look weird in front of her, getting all sulky in the middle of the street. That was quick. Hey, the cavalry's here, too. She jerks her head toward the top of the street in answer to my confusion. Caprice frantically waves to wave someone down, their little car sliding into a parking spot not far from where Eileen's ended up. It looks well cared for despite its age. All Eileen and I can do is stare as the driver opens and steps out. I'm more of a little surprised when I recognize her as being another student from college. She looks to be about our age despite her ladylike appearance, her tall figure dressed in a smart trench coat and scarf. She's cute. It's quite a fashionable look and hardly who I expected to arrive. As Caprice excitedly chats to her, I feel myself shrinking behind Eileen a little out of shyness. She looks like much more apathetic about the whole affair, simply taking a long sip of her coffee. Getting on Eileen's good side made me forget how unsociable she could be.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! I found a mechanic, right?
Bye.
Oh, she's talking. I feel a little sheepish for assuming the worst of her little mission. Caprice seems to be very friendly with the woman, but it's hard to read much into that given Caprice's personality.
Hey, I'm Millie. The two of us are roommates.
Oh, she's one of the roommates.
Mechanic
And they were roommates.
might be stretching things a bit far, but I should be able to help.
And they were roommates.
And now, Millie, it's time for you to meet my art club. Introducing Eileen and Allison.
All I can do is give a weak smile as Eileen snorts in weary disapproval. Like it or not, looks like we're part of this misadventure for good.
I could have sworn there was already an art club.
I like Millie.
That one is garbage. Mine is the cool art club.
So that's what you've been so happy about lately. Shame on me for thinking you were ever jealous of my position in the writing club.
Is that what all this is about? Caprice wanting to be on level with her friend? I guess it worked out well for us anyway.
So you're in charge of the writing club?
The current leader's graduating at the end of this semester, so he's handing the reins to me. Seems I made a good impression on him?
And the rest of the club doesn't get a say?
That's how it works. I like to call it a stable line of succession.
Oh, I really like Millie. She's my favorite so far.
Speaking of which, I need to get back to the writing I was doing before I got that phone call. Your car had issues?
Yeah, engine died without any warning, managed to coast it to the side of the road. Eileen doesn't seem exactly taken with the situation. Millie's explanation of her being a writer not explaining her ability to fix a car. We don't have much option but to put our faith in her at this point. I'm guessing Caprice gave you the briefing? Need me around to start the thing? Oh, let me! Eileen narrows her eyes, but eventually sighs and chucks her keys at the girl. Caprice's momentary hesitation shows she expected that to work no more than I did.
Okay, fine.
Just don't go for a drive or something. I assure you, you haven't seen me actually angry yet. The seriousness of her tone seemed to penetrate a little. Of course, Caprice being Caprice, it doesn't take long for her to bounce back. Now then, let's fix this thing!
Let's see what I can do.
Right, let's have a look. She gives us a confident smile before popping the hood, Caprice taking on the job of her assistant. To Millie's credit, she looks like a natural as she quickly moves this and that around to peer inside. If you don't need us, we'll just go for a short walk, alright?
Yeah.
Got it! No, Millie! The meaning of we becomes clear as Eileen puts a hand around my shoulder to direct me, the two of us walking off beside each other and leaving the two to their work. We're alone! Not that we haven't been alone with this girl very much, but it feels a little weird to have Eileen's arm around my back and holding my shoulders as we walk side by side. Even if it is to guide me, she takes a long while to let go. You sure you're alright leaving them alone? Not at all. Not like I can do anything to actually help, though. All I can do is awkwardly laugh it off. I don't have the first clue on even day-to-day maintenance for a car after all, so maybe just staying out of the supposed mechanic's way might be for the best. At least it broke the ice a bit, as I feel a little unsure when I'm alone with her. I can never seem to get a read on Eileen. Every time we talk, I end up getting caught in her pace. Even now, I'm not sure why she pulled me around to walk with her, 'cause she likes you. No. Wow. Start the sentence over again. No, that's not quite true. She must have noticed me being depressed earlier, even if she isn't saying anything about it. Given how she also invited me over for dinner when I was hungry, she seemed to really do care for me despite her stoic exterior. As she drops her emptied coffee cups into a bin as we pass, I realize it's going to be up to me to raise the subject. So you saw me earlier, huh? You did look a bit bummed when we got off the phone. Didn't want to bring it up if you didn't, though. She left me no choice.
Sorry.
I miss talking to my family after so long. Sorry for being so flustered. Nothing to be sorry for, it's only natural.
Huh?
So you're homesick, huh? Sometimes. Moving out for the first time's a big deal. You don't need to beat yourself up over feeling stressed.
Thank you.
Thanks. I thought I was doing okay, but when I heard my dad's voice again, it reminded you of what you're away from. I give a simple nod. She doesn't seem to be speaking in an overly soft or caring tone, but she is listening carefully. I appreciate it, really. She doesn't come off as patronizing. I can't imagine living alone. I have no idea how you do it. She gives an absent-minded shrug. I'm not really fussed about that sort of thing. Besides, Wallace drops by sometimes, and you're welcome as well. It's good that you have a roommate you get along with, though. That'd help. I get the feeling Eileen's circling around what she actually wants to say. As she looks to me, I think she realizes that the game is up, the two of us stopping as she turns in front of me. They gonna kiss?
Allison.
We're all freshmen here. You, me, Caprice. We're all away from our families and trying to find our niche. If you want to talk or vent, we're around. Wallace told me you talked, so you have that big oaf as well. That's it, I guess. I might have thought I didn't want to worry her, but her reassurances are more comforting than I'd have guessed they'd be. Even as I manage to gather myself, I can't help but smile. I know it's a little selfish, but it's sort of nice to have someone worried over me. To my surprise, she brings her hand to my head and starts ruffling my hair. It's hard to read her expression as she does so, but I don't feel put off at all. Quite the opposite. She likes you. She likes you. I know you're not quite out of the closet yet, but she likes you. She pauses for a moment, face stuck. Face stuck? Sorry. Oh, wrong voice. Sorry if you don't. It's fine. I only just managed to splutter the words out, my dumb smile better at getting the message across. Taking the cue, she begins petting my head once more. I forgot how much I miss simple physical interaction, as awkward as she might be about it. A hug might be a bit more normal, but somehow it's hard not to imagine Eileen doing that. It's not a secret, I'm not great at this kind of thing. Just keep what I said in mind, alright? I will. Everyone's here to help me, I'll remember that. Removing her hand, Eileen and I started heading back towards the car, side by side. It's easy for someone who's outgoing to comfort each other, but I feel somehow more sincere from a loner like Eileen. She's making an extra effort for my sake. Somehow I feel a little warmer than I did before we walked back. Maybe the weather's improved, but I doubt that's it. I guess you've had experience living alone, haven't you?
Huh?
Me? I just moved out for college, same as you. So we're in just the same situation, and Eileen has everything so together that she can offer me help like this. Moreover, she's known so this entire time. I just sigh in defeat. College has really driven home how everyone's different. Sure has. The reason for the dreariness in her voice becomes apparent as I follow her gaze, Caprice happily bouncing out of the car and shutting the door as we stroll up. Everyone sure is different.
Hey!
Hey guys! The impromptu mechanic appears finished as well, righting herself and closing the hood after poking around inside. She absentmindedly wipes the sweat off her forehead, leaving some grease on her face before realizing her error. Whoops! Well, it's fixed for now. Looks like the fuse went, nothing major. I've done what I can out here, but it needs a proper fix at a shop. This'll get you going, though. Oh, she's actually covered in grease, that's cute. Eileen's impressed look is shared by me. Being so handy is a good trait to have, and she did come all this way just to help us. I'm impressed. Fixed cars before? I was about to recommend taking it to my dad's auto shop, actually.
Sure.
Your dad's shop is as good as any other. I'll sort something out this afternoon. This is where I'd shake your hand and thanks, but, you know. Millie gives a self-deprecating smile in response. Caprice passes her a handkerchief from her pocket, which Millie quickly uses to wipe her hands as best she can. Hey, since you're already here, I'll let you all get on with your art club adventure. I have other things I need to do, sorry.
Have fun.
Have fun. I like her. Can we date her? I like Eileen too, though, actually. With that, we give her farewells to Millie as she heads back towards her car. Her momentary churlish grin towards the deflated Caprice doesn't go noticed. Rivalry in the making. Ooh, rivalry with who? Eileen snatches her keys back from the girl's hand, wasting no time addressing the both of us. Now, are we finally going to the aquarium?
Yeah!
Yeah! She beams brightly, her smile proving infectious. Turning to me, Eileen's emerald eyes stare into my own, checking my reaction after the day's events. As rough as she might be, Eileen really does care about others.
Eileen.
Let's go, Eileen. With this, she gives one of the few smiles she dares give. It feels like a reward to see them, and I find myself wanting to see them more and more. Because you like her. Because you like her. Xmas! Sorry, I had to read this sign. I briefly wonder who's in the air. I guess time passes. I don't know how much time, but time passes. I briefly wonder who's in the art room as I proceed along the second floor hallway. Well, less wonder and more hope. Caprice will be there, and I've little doubt about that, but I'm starting to enjoy being around Eileen. Her paintings are so nice to see, and any time I manage to make her warm to me feels somehow rewarding. Someone like Caprice smiles all the time, and the moment we sat beside each other in biology lecture, my fate was sealed as she began chatting to me without prompting. While I don't mind that at all, finding her bubbly attitude uplifting if a little overbearing, there's little about her that she keeps to herself. When Eileen gives praise or even just smiles, it feels genuinely earned. I think that's the difference. Upon reaching the door and opening it, the otherwise empty room is filled with the greetings of a certain loud girl. Sitting at a table with a sketchbook in front of her, she takes a brief break from her work.
Hi!
Good afternoon, Allison!
Hey.
Can I go any higher? Can I? Hi, you look cheerful as usual. I'm super ready for today's art club meeting. She pumps her fist as I walk in, earning a sincere if weary smile. I feel a little bad for my first reaction upon entering being disappointment, but giving her earnest sense of friendship with me. Shrugging it off, I pile my books onto another table. Okay, so I'm gonna go for 20 more minutes. That's all I can do. I got stuff I gotta do today, and I gotta have lunch. Ugh, 20 more minutes. Shrugging it off, I pile my books onto another table and take a couple of pencils from the side of the table which Caprice has commandeered. I glance at the sketchbook Caprice has been sketching in, makes me stop in my tracks. I have to look up at her and back down again just to confirm that this was done by the same person. Her casual doodles were cute, but she has a real talent for this stuff now that I see her more serious work. I never really questioned how much Caprice has practiced her art. Now that I think of it, I'm left a little chastened for underestimating how much effort she puts into this hobby. Motivated to try a bit hard myself, I take a seat and open one of my notebooks. It's cute! Flipping to an almost empty page, I ponder for a moment before setting about sketching a cat. They were always a favorite subject to doodle. I like this cat. I lose track of time as I start to get into it, trying to replicate Caprice's shading from memory. It's only when Caprice pipes up with another greeting that I take a break. Eileen strides to the door as I look up, giving a quick perfunctory wave to the both of us. She looks barely awake, but given how tired she always looks, it's hard to say if it's worse than usual. As we exchange greetings and Caprice gets back to her sketching, Eileen's eyes fall on my notebook. Without breaking stride, she turns on the ball of her thigh boots to take a detour from her easel and peer at my work. Eileen's figure looms above me as she stands in front of me, fingers pressed to the top of my sketchbook as she looks down. It conjures up feelings I haven't felt since middle school, as if a student shrinking before her teacher. Haven't done this in a while, have you?
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Why are you apologizing? If you haven't, you haven't. You have the fundamentals right, at least, which only comes with practice. Her fingertip skates back and forth on the paper, pointing out this and that. Musculature looks off, but that's the pain at the best at times for animals. Try to draw from reference instead of relying on what your mind thinks something looks like. A weight feels as if it's been lifted from my shoulders. It's not exactly high praise, but the fact she's willing to give me pointers feels like validation. You like cats? You like cats? Sound like you like jazz? I have one back home. Explains it. More of a dog person myself, really. Ever had one? Would have been nice, but my parents weren't interested in the idea. Sounds like you and your parents don't get along very well.
No.
We don't. The pet thing's nothing to do with it, though. They wanted me to go into one of their approved careers, and I didn't. Oh, I thought it would be something more complicated. Sometimes things really are just simple as they seem. I'm sure things will work out eventually. That's nice. I open my mouth to respond, but the tone behind her words makes it clear that she considers this discussion over. Meow! Kitty cat. Meow to Cranberry. The air goes cold between us, leaving me at a loss for words as my shoulders slump into feet. All I meant was to cheer her up. She doesn't really seem like she wants to be cheered up a lot of the time. As she steps over to another table and pulls off her coat, Caprice gleefully fills the awful silence with her bubbly voice.
Allie!
Hey, have you tried doing other stuff as well?
Huh?
What do you mean? You know, other kinds of art. There's oils, watercolor, pottery, fletching. I both paint and do sketch work, so it's not like you need to do one thing or the other. I can get some pottery stuff if you want. Eileen barely restrains herself from rolling her eyes. By harassing the poor professor into giving you some kiln time and clay?
No!
It's not harassment, it's negotiating. I think I'll be fine. Oh, I think I'll be fine for now. Eileen gives one final piece of advice as she turns towards the cupboard, taking advantage of the lull from Caprice focusing on her own work. Don't worry about her. Just keep at it. Practice might not make perfect, but it'll get you close. I'm sure Eileen means well with her efforts at teaching, but it's a vast change the way I used to draw as a kid in high school, being little more than the occasional scribble when an idea struck. Sorry, I keep hitting the mic. Barely having time to put pencil to paper, I clatter. A clatter at the front of the room draws the attention of both Caprice and I. As Eileen fiddles, both of us gets up to see what's happening. Oh, I jumped off the game. What's up? Standing at the old wooden cabinet at the front of the room, Eileen gives a couple more sharp tugs at the door with all her usual gentleness before turning to Caprice. The door to the cabinet's locked. Nah, they never lock it after class. She bounces over to Eileen and takes the handle in her grip, giving it several pulls at various creative angles in case it's jammed. After one last try, hard enough to have her feet slipping on the floor. Could you say that again? I didn't quite catch what you said. As they face off, I take a look at the cabinet between them. It's a type of lock I've tried before, but not particularly high end. Then again, I've never done this with two people peering over my shoulder. As they both look to me, I realize there isn't any backing down now. Glancing at the door to make sure there isn't anyone listening, I continue on. I could maybe try picking it? You can do that? Wow, I like that noise.
Seriously?
Someone sure has an knack for skills that upstanding people shouldn't have. All I can do in respond is wilt. Eileen's not exactly wrong, even if I do like to think I only use such things when I should. We don't really have much of an option. Think you can do it? Accepting my fate, I get up and hold my hand towards them. I'll need a couple of paper clips. Taking to my feet once more, Eileen and Caprice look more dubious than impressed. Well, did you get it? A little more confident than Caprice, her face having been plastered right beside the lock out of curiosity as I worked, I take a long breath and reach out to the handle, giving it a timid tug. The relief in the room is palpable as the old door creaks open, revealing shelf upon shelf of supplies. Awesome! Caprice gives a tight hug from behind in appreciation and excitement, leaving me to awkwardly laugh off the praise as Eileen starts taking her paints and brushes. As she rights herself and Caprice detaches herself from me, Eileen gives a couple of claps on the shoulder with her free hand. You did good. Where, or maybe should I say why, did you pick up skills like that? I just like learning things. Taking an interest in the conversation, Caprice leans back towards us. What kind of things? Other cool stuff like that? Just things. Schoolwork wasn't too hard, so instead of studying, I ended up teaching myself stuff like how to pick locks and tinker with different machines to keep myself occupied. Are you aware of how sketchy that sounds?
Oh!
It's not about doing bad things, they're just puzzles. The point is to working them out, not getting free stuff. When I put it that way, I guess it is pretty useless to learn. That's pretty funny to be saying right now. Caprice nudges Eileen, who just raises an eyebrow. She makes a decent point. Hoping that no staff were around to notice what just happened, I throw the twisted paper clips into the bin before heading to my table as Caprice takes to hers and Eileen sits herself at her easel. Without further ado, we each set to work. It's a nice atmosphere with the three of us working away at our own little projects. I'm not sure sketching cats in a notebook really counts as much of a project, but having friends around makes it seem somehow more meaningful. Just a little bit longer. With winter setting in, I find myself settled for the evening on the couch, watching a movie on the television, a blanket draped over me to try and keep warm. Rose still isn't back from work, and with the garbage taken out and washing up done, it probably won't hurt to take things easy for the rest of this evening. A loud ping comes from beside me, my hand automatically reaching for the phone sitting on the couch in response. Probably Rose saying she'll be late, dooming me to the microwave noodles for tonight dinner again. Or perhaps not. I don't recognize the number or user avatar at all. I briefly consider saying no, but what that would be mean. I can barely make out their picture beyond what I think is yellow hair. I don't even know any blondes besides Eileen and Millie, and the latter's unlikely to be messaging me. Eileen? Wallace helped me set this thing up. What's with your profile pic? It took a photo when it was setting up. Finding any apps yet? I haven't tried looking. I don't really get it. I can't help but giggle a little. I'm happy she's making the effort when she made it clear she wasn't interested before. I'll help you with it tomorrow. That would be good, thanks. Sorry if I type slowly, this keyboard is weird. Practice makes perfect. About that, I want to say sorry about the parents thing. I was too touchy. It's okay. Wasn't really my business. Life doesn't always have a happy ending. Things don't work out, and that's that. You still have to try, though. People are good. Just need to have faith. At least that's what I think. I don't get you at all. I think it goes both ways.
Uh-huh.
I see. Taken completely unawares, I leap off the couch and spin around, barely keeping a hold of the phone on my hand.
Oh!
When did you get in? Just now. Sorry I couldn't help myself. I let out a long breath to steady myself as my heart slowly returns to its normal pace. Rose just grins churlishly. Oh, people are grinning churlishly a lot as she walks off to hang up her coat. I think it goes both ways. Roommate's back. Catch you tomorrow. See ya. With that, I tap the side button to lock the phone once more, putting it on the counter beside me. You look happy. All I can do is grimace, my face becoming flushed from embarrassment at her bullying. It's not bullying, it's teasing. Thanks to my cheeks mildly hurting, I can tell if she isn't wrong. I mean it. Does it look good to see? Does me good to see you managing yourself a social circle and all. You were worried? Can you blame me? No guys around, no friends, always being so nervous. You've changed a lot. I guess Eileen was right. Everyone really is there for me. Rose isn't wrong either. I do have friends now, and the art club's starting to become a welcome little slice of familiarity in the campus. Caprice, Wallace, Eileen, everyone's really nice to me. Yet it's Eileen I can't stop thinking about. Behind that cold exterior of hers, there's a genuinely kind person. What's with that face? Nothing. Gonna come eat or play on your phone all day? Access! With the sun beginning to set, Eileen and I say goodbyes to Caprice before heading out into the hallway. Calming Caprice down as she gets a bright idea feels like trying to stifle a shanking soda can after opening it. She might still be brimming with energy, but the two of us leave the art club's room utterly deflated. We should have just joined the normal art club. You know, the one which isn't led by a maniac. I wish I could get the two of them to see eye to eye more often. Caprice did say she's doing all this for Eileen's sake as much as her own, but she's far too straightforward to be lying about that. It's difficult to push back on Eileen, though, given how prideful a person she is. I seem to attract strong-willed friends. She is a lot. She means well, though. Well, maybe it's not so bad if you're around to keep her occupied. For what it's worth, I was actually thinking this might be a fun little adventure. I wanted to thank you for making all of this work out. She makes an exquisitely awkward face, caught between my thanking her and the idea of having to share her room with us. And anyone else Caprice managed to rope in from now on. I just smile as we start down the quiet hallway, Eileen taking a look out the window. Yeah. Her gaze lingers. Oh, we got a cutscene. Her gaze lingers for just a little longer than usual, the snow once again having started falling outside. I can't blame her given how pretty it looks. Damn, I'm gonna be shoveling snow again. What a pain. I guess you have to shovel your parking spot. I was about to say, I'm like, you live in an apartment building. She really isn't the sentimental type.
Huh?
Did I say something wrong? I was just thinking, you don't seem to have a very romantic view of the world, being an artist. Is there much good about winter? Being back with family, all the pretty snow around, people in cute jackets and coats, holidays. I end up trailing off, Eileen hardly looking swayed as I count my favorite things about the season on my fingers. Holidays are the problem. Everywhere's starting to close up or shut down for the new year already. I want to keep practicing instead of loafing around, but the life drawing classes are over and all the students' modeling offers have dried up. I have seen notices for those on the notice boards around campus, with students and others making a little cash on the side by modeling for artists. Those same notice boards have become more and more bare over the last month. I feel sorry for her, given she takes her painting so seriously. I was so caught up in wanting to be back with my family that I didn't think about how it'd be for her, especially when she doesn't get along with hers. As we walked along the hallway, I realized this might present an opportunity, a chance for me to help Eileen and be part of her painting, instead of simply watching her from afar. Are you gonna pose? Is she gonna pose for her? Is she gonna pose for her? Romantic! I'm not completely sure about this, but my obvious scheming has already caught Eileen's eye. If it'd be helpful, I mean, maybe I could do it. At this, Eileen stops and turns to me. Should I not have suggested this? You just need me to stand around and be a model, right? There's not a lot to it. This would be live modeling, you know? I don't want to give you the wrong idea. The reminder does make me hesitate. I know there's nothing sexual about it, but it'd be standing without clothes on as she alone looked at me, analyzing my whole body. Eileen herself doesn't look fussed, though she rarely does. She seems content to let me come to a conclusion myself, as she stands about, but my body language soon gives away what I'm thinking. Sorry if I made you uncomfortable. I can just work on other studies instead. No, I mean, she did mention herself that she's done this before. It'd simply be another method of practicing for her. Would it be in your apartment or something?
Yeah?
Yeah? She looks mildly surprised I'm still considering this. If it was anyone else, I don't think I could do this. For Eileen, though. Because
Okay.
you like her. It's fine. I'll do it. Transition! Now, we're not going to see anything, right? Because it's PG-13? PG-13 stream? We set down our coats as we enter her apartment, the bright light giving such a different look to her living room compared to mine. As for Eileen herself, I don't get how she isn't exhausted at all after a walk like that from school. But try as I might to distract myself, something feels off no matter how I try to ignore it. Painting live models is probably totally normal for an artist like Eileen, so don't bother saying anything as she sets down her coat. Want a drink or something? I'm fine, thanks.
Sure.
Suit yourself. I'll grab my stuff. Just make yourself comfortable. She walks off to get her easel and paints as I nod. Without much to do as she disappears into another room, I idly look around while taking off my own coat and gloves. Her apartment hasn't been cleaned up this time, which is an interesting change. Beyond the easel with a finished painting still sitting on it, a few colorful fashion magazines line a coffee table, near a mug left sitting around. On the couch, a couple of crumpled t-shirts and an old pair of jeans lie strewn over the back and an arm. What catches my eye most, however, is the resident who looks very comfortable on the other side of it. A bunny! Oh, yeah. No. Naked modeling is fun. I wouldn't do it, but that's because I have my own self-esteem issues about my body. The actual modeling of it would be fine. Like, that part's not. I just have self-esteem issues about myself, but this is totally normal. Lots of people do this. naked body isn't inherently sexual. People just like making it that way. Without thinking, I walk over and pick him up. Particularly large stuffed rabbit, big enough to need 2 hands to hold comfortably. Though well made and adorably designed, it's obviously a little well loved by now. I'm sure I'd have noticed such a thing if we were around when Wallace and I came for dinner, so it must have been stuffed into her bedroom or something. Noticing movement out of the corner of my eye, I turn and look up. Eileen simply stares at me, face flat, as she holds a bag of supplies in her hand. I really shouldn't have just gone and started fiddling with her stuff.
Sorry.
Sorry. It's really cute. She puts her bag down and sighs, giving me a bit of relief that she isn't angry. Silently, she strides over and takes the toy from me as I offer it to her. My sister gave it to me to keep me company when I moved out. Yeah, I just meant mainly PG-13 for the nakedness, because I'm like, YouTube doesn't care about nakedness not being sexual. YouTube's like, naked lady! So I'm just like, I don't know. Steam doesn't always show ratings for games, so I'm just kind of like, I'm not sure what this is going to show. My sister gave it to me to keep me company when I moved out. I'm disappointed by how little emotion's in Eileen's voice when she says so, but those thoughts quickly disappear as she gently sets down the rabbit where it had been. Oh! No! The artistic nudity is gonna get me every time! Okay. We will see how it is. And worst comes to worst, I can blur it out after, but we'll see how it is. It's not the I'm gonna be stopping soon anyway, so. She takes care to set it down gently with a quick brush of its fur. That momentary smile as she steps back and looks at it warms my heart. It only lasts for a second, but her face is unmistakably that of a child, one taking care of their favorite companion. So Eileen does have a cute side to her. I somehow feel a little less wound up about everything now. She's not that different to me in the end. As she turns away, I remember the task at hand. So I'll just set up the easel and canvas, then I'll have everything ready.
Should I take my clothes off then?
She's about to answer before pausing for a moment. Much as I might try to stifle my awkwardness, undressing in front of someone still is weird.
If it's a problem, you can grab a towel. I can make do.
Feeling more than a little sheepish, I glance around to be more sure of my surroundings. The blinds are shut as they were before, and the door is still locked, but I'm not sure what I expected. Maybe the silence is putting me off, the apartment being set so far back in the road. Unlike mine. Rustle clothes. Okay, so we'll see how this is. I want to say that I'm fine, but I can't get over the stumbling block of being buried in front of someone else. Meeting halfway will have to do for now. As Eileen sets her previous painting on the kitchen counter, I pop into the bathroom. Okay, she's got a towel. My heart's practically in my mouth as I reappear in the room with a towel wrapped around me, precious little being covered as I take my place before her.
Should I stand like this, or...
She looks at me for a few moments in serious thought. It's a little interesting how quickly her demeanor changes to that of a painter, carefully considering how best to use my body as an artistic prop.
Try turning around so your back's towards me.
They're talking. Oh, yeah, then that's some of the painting, and that's, I think some of the paintings might have had nudity, but, yeah. I'm like, as long as it's not full nakedness in the middle of the screen, I'm sure we're fine. And even then, it's not like I'm getting paid anyway by YouTube. So, what am I gonna do? Demonetize my other already demonetized videos? My thoughts are in a haze, unable to let go of how exposed I am. All I can do is nod and dutifully do as she says.
Yeah, that's good. Keep your head like that and maybe let your arms hang down.
Like this?
Yeah, just stay like that.
We're talking, so I don't want to interrupt. I give a nod, trying to relax as much as I can. That isn't saying much, though. There's no other sound in the room as she starts sketching me out, the pencil's sharp scratching filling the air. It's certainly an odd experience to think somebody's looking at my body so analytically, taking in every detail, considering it, and copying it to canvas. For Eileen's sake, I try to keep as still as possible despite the butterflies. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Cranberry, for looking that up for me. It's always kind of annoying to stop the stream and look up stuff. Despite the butterflies in my stomach. Her pencil work apparently finished, the gentle sound of brushstrokes starts as her painting begins in earnest. She's fast at her sketching. I suppose she'd have a good bit of practice at this. I can't see much at all with my head slightly down like this, but at least this position is easy to keep. Without anything in particular to focus my eyes on, I can't help but turn my thoughts inward. How do people do this without getting self-conscious? Practice, desensitization from doing it as much as they can. The fact that they're getting paid generally. Nobody's ever looked at my naked body like this carefully. You're not naked, you're wearing a towel. Analyzing every curve and muscle. I wonder how I look to her right now. Am I gross? Compared to Eileen, I probably look plain at best.
Hey, I know it's not easy, but can you try not to tense up so much?
I glance back at Eileen. Our eyes meet and I force myself to face forward again, resuming my pose. Sorry.
It's okay. Not too much longer.
Her expression was so focused and analytical. I sometimes forget that serious artwork can take so much knowledge and logic as well as creativity. I really am just an art prop for her. That's good. If I remember that, this isn't so bad. Eileen's done this plenty of times and I can trust her. I was the one who offered anyway. The reason I did this was to help her, and now I can finally be a part of her true passion of painting. I feel the corners of my mouth tug a little at the idea. It makes me feel a little special that she's looking at me this way. While she's no doubt done life drawing before, this is something different. Only now do I realize that Eileen's brushstrokes have ceased. Oh, there's my cat, Kitty. Just as I work up the will to question her, Eileen speaks up.
All right, you can move now.
A weight comes off me as my entire body slumps, a long breath escaping my lips. It feels like my entire body deflates. Yeah, like, that might be the artistic nudity, and that's so far away. Yeah, exactly. Once you kind of, like, relax and kind of just start thinking logically about it, and that it's just like, you know. Yeah, and the thing that a lot of people are like, why do you need live nude people when you can just, like, look up reference online? It's like, you can't always get the poses you want online. So it's better to, and the lighting right might be different in the pictures too. So having live models is very helpful for people. Thankful that my duty has been fulfilled, I adjust the towel lit to ensure it doesn't slip off. My first thoughts is to go where I've carefully placed my clothes, but on the way I'm distracted by the sight of it. Oh, here we go. Yeah. She's covered. I'm left speechless. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it's a very professional job, and yeah. It's not a job that everybody's willing to do, so when you find people who are willing to do it and be professional about it, then you want to keep those people. I have to resist the urge to reach out and touch it. This is how Eileen sees me. Not gross or plain. I feel my heart sting a little as my eyes move across the canvas, seeing through Eileen's eyes how she sees me. As I stand gazing at the painting, I feel a coat come over me, Eileen draping it over my shoulders. I'm about to thank her before the words are stolen from my mouth by her different demeanor. She's blushing! Compared to her intense focus while painting, her gaze awkwardly avoids my appreciative expression. All I can do is smile as I clasp the coat tight, the bashful Eileen standing in silence beside me.
It's beautiful.
Aw, cute. I do have to wrap it up though, I'm losing my voice. Reading too much. Oh, are we pausing here? Is this another time person? Yes, okay. I think we'll pause there. That's a nice ending to this session though. That was cute. Okay, how do I... No. I didn't read that one. Back. Okay. How do I go back? I'll just save. Okay, good. Okay, 2 hours and 28 minutes in. I'm Chicklet. You're a good girl. I think if I give myself a little bit more time on Wednesday, we can finish this. My cat's touching my head. Hi, kitty. Look, I pet you. I'm trying to wrap up my stream. Can you not smack me on the head? Okay. I'm saved. We're good. Okay, see, I'm coughing. I'm losing my voice. Anyway, that was good. That went well. Thanks for joining, Cranberry. I'll probably play this again on Wednesday and try to finish it. I'll just have like, I'll put out maybe I'll start a little earlier on Wednesday. Now that I know I have and we can do a little bit of a longer stream. Ugh. Blah, 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 blah. But yeah, thanks for joining, Cranberry, as always. There should be a video out tomorrow. And then, oh, thank you, Cranberry. And we will, play this again on Wednesday and hopefully try and finish it off. I really do. I'd be able to do it next week if I wasn't leaving. Like, I'm going to my parents and you can't really stream at someone else's house. It's a little awkward, so. Anyway, have a good day. We'll talk to you, everybody, or talk to you again later. Bye-bye.